gonna get started by hey everyone. How are you guys doing today? Okay. I hope you guys are enjoying your brownies from the MBI Cafe. That's where we're getting the money from to get this project up and running. So first of all, let me just introduce myself. My name is Nong Oak. I'm a sophomore here at Montgomery College, a business student like some of you guys here. And yeah, I'm actually one of the co-leaders for Raptor Tank this year.
My name is Sydney Brown, just call me Sid. I'm also one of the co-leaders for Raptor Tank and a business student.
My name is Kathy Gontar, and I am the marketing lead for Raptor Tank, and I'm also a sophomore here at Montgomery College.
Yep, so Sydney and I, we're actually going to be on the stage with some of you guys on the competition day. We're going to be the guys introducing you guys and telling really, really bad jokes. But yeah, first of all, I just want to say thank you guys for coming. You guys should be really, really proud of yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back for coming to this first workshop and getting things started. Because I know for some of you guys, your business isn't even like tangible yet. It's just an idea. But that's perfect because that's how all businesses get started. And we're gonna work. Yeah, we're gonna work. I'm being recorded right now. We're gonna work with you guys throughout these next couple of weeks. 6 workshops in total, including this one, to make your business idea actually be tangible, so you can actually hold on to it, and so you guys can present it in front of the judges.
Now, we couldn't do this without the beautiful help of Kathy. This is our marketing lead. She does everything behind the scenes. We're going to try to drag her up front as much as we can, but also our faculty members back here. So if we could take a second to have them introduce themselves, that would be wonderful.
My name is John Colleton, and I'm one of the business faculty.
I'm Steve Lang. I'm director of the MBI program and one of the co-directors of Raptor Tank.
My name is Stefan Sandberg. I work for the Office of Communications here at the college, and I've been a judge on Raptor Tank the last couple of years.
Great.
Hi, I'm Hannah Weiser. I'm one of the co-directors of the program with Mr. Lang over there. I'm also the coordinator of business and management on this campus for Montgomery College. Welcome, everyone.
Awesome. Big thank you to the faculty.
Okay, so like I said, even though us 3 are going to be the ones leading this project, we obviously can't do it without the foundation, with the faculty. And of course, we can't give you the money without the money from the MBI Cafe. Have you guys been to the MBI Cafe?
Yeah,
You guys
I
know?
saw a couple of the bottles.
Okay. Do you guys know where it is? It's in the
Yeah.
campus center. That's where we're getting the seed money from.
Okay, so just kind of a brief overview of what today is going to look like. We're going to start off with a video from one of our previous contestants, the winner. Some of the things that she had gone through when she was competing just like you guys. Then we're going to be able to have a wonderful bit of information told to us by Mr. Stefan Sandberg in the back over here, a previous judge. After that, we're going to hop into Professor Weiser, okay, and our workshop. Sound good? Yeah. Let's get into it.
Stefan, do you need to leave, though? Do you want to go first?
No, I can start.
For some reason, the projector turned off, so just give us a second here. So we have a number of amazing people who participated in this program in past years, students like yourself, and so we find it helpful to have students share their experience with you. Unfortunately, they've been so successful, they're busy. They're at top programs that they've transferred to. A number of them are actually working, which was really exciting. One of them that from last year, he owns Champion Kicks. His name's Steven Chan. He was on his way to go pick up some inventory, so they weren't able to join us. Because of that, we asked the finalist from last year who actually won. She won both the first prize award as well as the audience choice award for a total of $3,000 to share some insights with you. So her name is Caroline Ta, and she sent us this video, which I'll share with you now.
My name is Caroline. I'm a junior at College Park studying marketing, supply chain management, and minoring in entrepreneurship technology. I'm sorry I could not be there today. I currently have class while you guys are watching this probably, but I'm currently reporting to you from the library at College Park, but I still wanted to share my experience with you guys to hopefully encourage you to participate in Raptor Tank because it is an absolutely amazing experience. So Professor Weiser gave me a couple of topics to talk about. So the first one is, why did I join? So I joined Raptor Tank because at the time I had just started my baking business, and I wanted help and resources on how to grow my baking business and learn kind of like the ins and outs of what goes into starting up your own business. So I saw that Raptor Tank had workshop opportunities with advisors and local entrepreneurs that would like come in and talk to you about like marketing or financial tips. So that really encouraged me to want to participate in it, even if I wasn't going to make it to like presenting and pitching my business to the judges. I feel like this is a great opportunity for you to network and learn from entrepreneurs and get like tips and insights from them. And you can also possibly win some seed money for your startup, so that's always a plus. The second topic is what value you felt you got from this experience. So through this experience, well, before, I absolutely hated public speaking. Just the thought of speaking in front of like a classroom terrified me. So speaking in front of like a huge crowd was even more terrifying to me. But through this experience, I feel like it pushed me out of my comfort zone, and it kind of helped improve my public speaking skills. I feel like I also gained a lot more confidence in myself and in my business. I realized that through like the workshops and like meeting people through Raptor Tank, I had to talk about my business a lot and like what my business was about. So every time that I would have to talk about my business, like I started, remembering it and like perfecting my pitch. So I gained a lot of confidence in my business and myself. I also gained a lot of friendships through Raptor Tank. I met a lot of great entrepreneurs. Everyone that I met literally is the best, and they pushed me every day, like through workshops and like just outside of workshops too, to like be better and like do better in my business, and like really encouraged me to keep going. Another experience I gained is networking. So there were a lot of like local entrepreneurs that came in and like talked to us about like marketing tips and financial tips or different like SWOT analysis and stuff that goes into your business. So just like being able to talk to them and connect with them and like network with them was also really great. Another topic is some tips for incoming participants. So I think one tip is to be yourself. Don't like force anything out of yourself or like push yourself. Like just do you. I feel like when you just are yourself, like that radiates and people can see that. Another tip presentation wise would be adding visuals. I feel like when you add pictures and like add colors, like it really captures the audience's attention and also the judge's attention. Like even just like a picture of like your prototype, or like bringing in a prototype, or like a drawing of whatever your idea is, like that can allow the entrepreneurs and like the judges to kind of get a sense of what your idea is. And another tip for like public speaking is just like, it might seem nerve-wracking at first, but like once you're up there and like you're talking about like something that you're really passionate about, like it all just like flows out and it shows that you really know what you're talking about. So yeah, I hope that these are like my experience encourages you guys to participate in Raptor Tank. And yeah, good luck to everyone participating this year. And yeah, if you have any questions, I gave Professor Weiser my contact information. You can connect with me via email, reach out to me via email or LinkedIn. And yeah, I wish you guys the best of luck.
For those of you that wanted her contact information, it's right there. You can either snap a picture or come grab it later.
Okay, so I just want to make a comment about that video. So, Carolina, she obviously had a really good experience with Raptor Tank, not just because she won 2,500, but the real, key takeaway that I want you guys to take away from that is the part when she said that even if she didn't win the $2,500, we added a lot of value to her business, not just monetary value, but experience and being able to network with real entrepreneurs in the community. Because, I'm going to tell you guys, the actual competition, that's about 20% of what we do here. The 80% is the workshops and the knowledge that you're going to gain by committing to this and by participating. Right?
Sounds good. So, without further, does anyone have any questions before we move on? No? Okay, so, yes.
Sorry, when is the actual competition? I didn't see that.
It's going to be November 20th.
November 20th?
Yep, November 20th. No other questions? And if for some reason a question does pop up, please feel free to interrupt us, okay? So that's just the aspect from the contestant, but we wanted you guys to have the chance to see what the aspect is, or what the perspective is from a judge as well, okay?
So I come up there?
Sure, yes, please.
Hey everyone. So, just give you a quick background who I am. My name is Stefan Sandberg. I work at the college right now, and I actually started my college career here as a broadcasting student way back when, here on the Rockville campus. I started my career at CNN, where I worked for 10 years, and first as a TV producer, and then was on the founding team for CNN.com and their internet department. I later worked as a CEO for 3 different startups, and worked for a private equity firm as a turnaround CEO, and helped find companies for us to invest in, and then ran a business incubator for about 5 years in Sweden, and then when I returned here, before returning here, I was judge on a business plan contest in Sweden called Venture Cup, which is now the largest business plan contest in Scandinavia. I was judge for about 20 years, and so coached a lot of entrepreneurs over the years, and have just loved doing it. I love Raptor Tank. I'm a huge fan. So, from a judge, let me just ask, so how many of you do you have a business? Do you have a business idea? How far along are you? Anybody have something up and running already?
Yep.
No? Ideas, just concepts?
Don't be shy.
Quiet group. So as I said, I mean, one of the great things about Raptor Tank is that it helps you work through a lot of these questions that you have about, getting the business from an idea into an actual business. And because there's a lot to starting and running a business, but it's a lot of fun, and most of it has to do with the difference between oftentimes people who succeed and fail is the people who succeed are the ones that even try, and the people who fail think of an idea, but they don't take that step to even start trying. So as a judge, when we're sitting there on the Raptor Tank Day, what are some of the things that we're looking for? We don't necessarily expect that you have an up and running business with money pouring in. That's not sort of the idea. If you have you're going to be, all of you who are here are going to be different stages of the process, from very, very early to maybe already earning some money. And so the judges get that. But the important thing is that you know what you're doing, right? You know what your business concept is. Because if you go up there and you pitch your business concept, and the judges are sitting there scratching their heads and still don't understand, that's not a good thing. So you need to really work on your pitch as far as what is your business, what's the core of the business, and how are you going to make money, and why is it a business, and why is it a business and not a hobby? Because that's I think over the years that I've done it, not just here at Raptor Tank, but just in general, working with entrepreneurs and working on business plan contests, a lot of people come in, it's a great idea, but there's no business model there. There's, you need to really think about, this is not a hobby. This is as an entrepreneur, the first few years, you make no money or very little money, but you still have to pay people, you still have to pay suppliers, you still have to have a way of making money, and there has to be a future to it. So even though the judges will understand that in the first few years, as you lay out your financials, it's going to be rough going. This has to be something that has the possibility of a growth. That otherwise it really is a hobby. So, what is the business and how are you going to make money on it? One of the things that questions that are often asked is who's your competition? And one thing that judges hate hearing is, oh yeah, no, this is unique. I don't have any competition, which is never, ever, ever true, ever, because you're either trying to compete with somebody who's already in the market, or you're trying to displace somebody out of the market who's doing something, but you're doing it differently. So, for example, there were bookstores until then Amazon comes along. Well, Amazon could say, well, we don't have any competition because nobody else is doing what we're doing. But that wasn't true. They were, in the early days, I don't know if you remember, because now Amazon sells everything under the sun. But in the early days, they just sold books. That was their niche. They were going to be the online bookstore. And people didn't think that was good. People don't buy books online. People want to go look at the book, look at the cover, flip through the book. Well, they destroyed the bookstore. And clearly, the bookstores were their competition, and they got that. The bookstores didn't necessarily get that at the beginning. Uber is another example of, when Uber came along. Now there's lots of companies competing with Uber, but in the early days, Uber came in and said, we're new in this market, but there were taxis, there were buses, there were cars. They're trying to compete against another way of transporting yourself around. So the judges really want to hear, what's the competition? How are you going to muscle your way into this market? And why is what you're offering different? And I get that. I mean, some of you guys are going to have services. Some of you are going to have products. There's all kinds of businesses. It's not all just one thing. And that's one thing that's really cool about this, is that it's a mixture of kinds of businesses. One of the things that last one I'm going to bring up is just marketing. We want to understand. It's one thing to come up with a great idea. You can come up with, this is how I'm going to make money. This is how I'm going to price it. This is what it's going to cost for me to manufacture if it's a business, or what it's going to cost in staffing if it's a service business. So here's how I'm going to make money. Here's how I'm going to make a profit at it. And this is who my market is. But if you don't have a marketing plan, if you don't, a lot of people come, I'm just going to tweet it out. I'm going to use social media. That's the entirety of their marketing plan. Everybody uses social media. Everybody uses the same channels. So you have to really have a plan for how are you going to, what's your plan? How are you going to differentiate yourself from the others and get your message out there? I can go on forever, so I'm going to. Do you guys have any questions?
And this is the prime time. You have an actual judge here to answer your questions. So this is prime time to ask a question.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you look for first, or most important to you to say that you want to back someone's business venture?
So oftentimes is the way I look at it is, I would rather fund a really somebody who you get this person gets it. They are an entrepreneur. They're going to fight for it. They're going to they get entrepreneurship. Somebody who's a great entrepreneur and maybe not so great at business is a lot more interesting. Somebody has a great business idea, but you look at the person or the team, no way are they going to succeed, sadly. Oftentimes they surprise us. I mean, we're not all knowing, but that's, if somebody gives the impression of somebody who's not professional and not, they don't have their act together, they can't pitch well, and I don't mean to scare you guys, because you guys are going to be great at this. This is just right sitting here right now. This probably seems crazy, but that's the point. Raptor Tank helps you get ready for that day, and so totally take advantage of this, because this is really, really good experience. And I've seen, in other years, people who were like, they barely wanted to speak up in this room, standing up on that stage, giving the most phenomenal presentation. And that's absolutely no reason why that couldn't be just any one of you. But that I think it's just, when somebody comes in, you want to get the sense that they have their act together. They know what they're talking about. They've thought about their numbers. They've got their numbers. They're not just trying to make it up on the fly. There's a lot to it, and And again, I mean, the judges aren't sitting there expecting that you guys have every single last detail nailed down, but you know, you've worked at it, you've tried to figure it out, you've thought about, you try to think about it from what kind of questions might we zing at you, so that you know you know, it's not that we're going to sit there and just try to stump you. We're going to ask pretty standard business questions, but you know, we want to get a sense that you've actually thought about this. What might you be asked up on stage? Yeah.
Good question.
For example, if you win a competition and you gain some money, so after that, you will go back on your own, or you will have still some mentors who will help you to make this business.
Well, that's probably a better question for Steve.
You know, I can answer that
Oh,
question,
go
and
ahead.
that's a good question. So there's a couple ways that you have support from the program. One is that you have each other. So there was a group me you each got invited to, and if you weren't on the emails, we're going to make sure before you leave today you sign that intent to participate form so you're getting the emails so you can join the group me. Our students actually support each other. We've had years where we had one student design the logo for the other student even before the competition day. So you actually help each other quite a bit. On top of that, we find our judges are very supportive of our students. We've had some students who go and intern with some of their businesses. In other cases, it's been that they wanted to support their business getting off the ground. So different judges have helped with different areas that they can be helpful in after the competition day. So yes, there's lots of mentorship and support, and it does continue on once you leave here, which is a nice thing.
Very good question.
Good question.
Do you have any other questions? There we go.
Yep.
If your business is a product, but it's like a very specific product, does that still, can you still come up with like a business plan if it's not, you know, if your intention is to make a product and sell a product, even if it's just one product, does that still count?
Yeah, I mean, that's a business. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, most businesses. I sometimes think it's a shame that, you know, somebody comes up with a really good one product, right, and they build a really good business around the product. There's all this pressure to diversify and do other stuff. So of course, that may be a short-lived product, and you know, it may have its day and then go away. But I often think it's a shame that there's always this pressure to take something that makes the entrepreneur really happy. They've created this great thing, and now they just have to grow it, that as if growth in itself. But that's unfortunately how much of our system works. But most companies start out with maybe one product, and then it can grow into, you know, diversify, figure out what other areas. And you may get a question from the judges that says, okay, fine, you establish it, you grow this, then what? And so at least think about what the then what might be. And the answer could be, well, I don't plan for there being another, but you know, the question is probably going to come.
Okay. But like if as far as you can see is that you just want to make that one product and, you know, market it and sell it, is that okay for a business plan? Like, or is it, do you have to always have some other thing next up, you know?
Well, I can only speak for, I don't have a problem with it. So
Okay, gotcha.
I can't speak for other judges, but
Right.
that would be my position would be, I'd be okay with that.
Okay. Good question.
Awesome. Well, unfortunately, we're a little bit out of time right now, but thank you so much for answering our questions.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Alrighty, now let's get into the one thing that we were really focused on today, and that's going to be the workshop. Okay? Led by Professor Weiser.
Phew, and you guys can go relax. But they've done such a good job standing so nicely. Let's let them go sit down and relax, right? Hi. You guys excited? Good. So we've heard a lot, both from Mr. Sandberg as a judge and also from Caroline as one of our finalists from last year and winner, about sharing your idea and how it's important to share your idea. So we're going to do that today. We're going to get to know each other by sharing your ideas. So just so you know that's coming. It'll be your first time to get to present in front of a group. We have a group of a little over 20 people, 25 people here today. You're going to have a chance to stand up and share your business idea. If it's okay if it's going to change, we just want to start practicing, and that's what this workshop is about. It's about how to start sharing your idea in a way that makes sense. So I'm going to help you guys with that now. Before I do, I just want to get around a kind of show of hands. How many of you are business students? Oh, we have a lot this year. That's not always the case. And who's maybe engineering? I'm an engineering, none. Computer science? Got a couple. And what am I missing? Any other majors I didn't get account for? All right, just kind of get an idea of the audience here. So it all starts with an idea. That's what Raptor Tank is about. We get a lot of questions every year about, well, do I have to have a business? And you'll see if you've watched our competition on YouTube or anything in the past that some of the businesses that compete are smaller businesses. Like Caroline, she had a small bakery and they're looking to grow. It's okay if that's you, but for many of our other students, they just have an idea and they're thinking about doing something with it. And this program was created by our students to support students who felt like that. I want to get my idea off the ground. What do I do? What are some of the resources I need? So each week we're going to be going through workshops that get to the core of your business. And it all starts with sharing the idea. We're also going to share with you worksheets that help support what you're learning about each week in these workshops. So I'm going to start passing around one right now for you on business concept development. So you can practice a bit outside of here if you'd like to. Okay. So explaining your business concept is a really key skill. Has anyone shared their idea with anyone else? Raise your hand if you shared your business idea with anyone else. Okay, good. You should all be raising your hand because you've probably done that before, right? Anyone have like a confused look after they share? You share and then the person you're sharing to is like, what do you do? So we want to avoid that. We want to make sure it's really, really clear when you're sharing your idea that you know exactly, that you're very clear about exactly what your business is. And it may be really clear in your head, but we need to make sure it's clear for who you're communicating it to. Now, one thing I want to get out of the way right away, I get questions a lot. Anyone afraid about sharing their idea with other people? I got a couple hands. Okay. What's scary about it?
Presenting and getting rejected.
Yeah, presenting's scary. This isn't Shark Tank. Our judges are nice, okay? They're not going to attack you on stage. But yeah, you might not win, and so, it's the experience that's valuable. Anything else that might be scary about sharing an idea? Go ahead.
Like since you're at a young age, they think maybe you're putting yourself at risk because they think you're not going to succeed because you're 18 or whatever.
Yeah, you have to have gray hair. It's definitely a necessity. Any other reason why it's scary to share an idea? Go ahead. It might get stolen. So that's what I want to get out of the way right now. There are different perspectives on that. If you're participating in Raptor Tank, we're filming you, we're taking pictures of you, and at the final event day, there's going to be about 300 people in the audience watching you. Your idea is going to get out there. That's a good thing. So there's two perspectives on it. I'm a licensed attorney here in Maryland. I also have a business background. I own Wiser Consulting. It's a firm here, and I have some other background, MBA, BBA, in business management. I will tell you both perspectives. Entrepreneurs will tell you to share your idea and share it with as many people as possible, which is great for Raptor Tank, right? What a great venue to do that. Why do you think an entrepreneur says to share your idea with as many people as possible?
To have feedback.
To get feedback. Okay, to get feedback, we want to find out, well, they might go, that's amazing, I can't wait to do that. Awesome, it's a great idea. They might look at you funny, like, what are you talking about? And then maybe you're not communicating it well. Or they might go, huh, which is the nice way of saying, I don't really think that's going to work. And then that doesn't mean give up, right? Because you're entrepreneurs. Keep going, fail forward. We want to figure out, well, what can we do to maybe make it better? Oftentimes you'll find from their feedback, they'll actually improve your idea. So you tell them what you're thinking about, and they'll say, well, have you thought of? And they'll have a new way to apply it. So it can be really helpful to tell as many people as you can. And from a marketing perspective, that's helpful as well, right? We're getting the word out about the business. Now, from the legal perspective, I know that's scary because you want to protect your idea, right? If I tell someone about my amazing idea to have an ice cream store in the middle of the winter that only operates in the wintertime, that's good, right? Don't steal it. So I tell everybody about this amazing idea. Now, legally, you can't protect an idea. I can protect what it becomes. I can copyright something creative that I make. I can patent something that has a neat design or utility, but I can't actually legally protect something that's just in my head. So I got to get started, right? So I get started and someone copies me. You'll find the business entrepreneurs tell you to share your idea because it's not always about the idea itself, it's about implementing it. You do something new, there's going to be other people to market. It might take them longer, but eventually they're going to get there. So you want to think about, well, what can I do, okay, to stop that? Anyone use MySpace in here? This is always the example I use. If you're looking at me like, what's MySpace? And I'm really getting old, and I like to think I was young. So MySpace, did they do the same thing as Facebook?
No, it's not the same.
Oh, it's a little different. Oh, so some of you do know MySpace. So MySpace was just like Facebook. They came out around the same time, and everyone's going, oh, great, right? These cool social media sites, similar ideas. Which one do most students, raise your hand if you use Facebook? It's not as cool anymore, I know, but we still got a good group? Okay, good. So it's about the implementation, right? Facebook did a great job implementing their tool, and it's much more popular and used more today than MySpace was. Same kind of idea. So you want to get comfortable implementing your idea, sharing your idea. And that's what this is about today. Even if you're not trying to find investors, you need to be able to explain your idea to potential customers, employees, mentors, anyone who you might be wanting feedback from or who you might want to be selling to. You never want to be in a conversation where the person has no idea what you're talking about. So we're going to do a quick video. It's from collegehumor.com. So we can take a look at what a bad pitch might look like. I want you to take note of anything you think is not working well for these guys so we all don't do that, okay? Nope.
So the long and the short of it is the website is in trouble. I hear you guys can help.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
Totally, not a problem.
100%.
Let us explain a little bit about what our company, Brushfire Media, does.
Okay.
Unfortunately, our other partners, Kyle Chadwick and Moog, couldn't be here.
And what they're doing, Sambone?
No.
Sambone?
No.
Sambrone.
I like Sambone.
What's actually interesting about Sambone is they are pitching a straight-to-Nokia-based smartphone app called 5Square. Similar to 4Square, except that it's for medical professionals who have HPV.
What Brushfire Media does is a little different. We started in our dorm room at Oswego College 4 years ago as a way to seamlessly fuse branded integrations with content creators such as yourselves.
What does any of that mean?
Okay, look, if I could just drive the bus for a second.
Go for it.
Branded integration from a user-side content platform is dad.
It's dad.
It's totally dad.
It's dad.
It's dad.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to offend anyone.
Not offending me because I don't understand.
That is why we started Movie Mood Digital, okay? To focus on SEO, keyword.
So you get the idea. What is their business? We don't know. So we don't want people to be in that situation, right, where they're going, what's this business idea? So what are some of the things they didn't do right when they're sharing their idea? What were some of the things you think, it's probably not a good idea to do that?
Just language in general.
So the language, what part about the language?
Just not plain English.
Yeah, so it wasn't plain English. Especially in industry, they're kind of putting out, we call them buzzwords, a lot of buzzwords out there. You really want to make sure you're being simple and concise to make sure your audience understands you. They might not know some of those acronyms you're used to or some of the language you might know from that area. What else was bad?
They also kept repeating as if he would understand if they kept repeating what they said.
Yeah, so very repetitive, and he's clearly, they're not taking cues from the audience, which is great. You can see he's obviously confused and they're not doing anything to really help him with that, like letting him ask some clear questions. What else was bad?
The pace of speaking.
The pace, so a little fast. Little fast pace when they're talking, not simple, very fast. Anything else that was wrong?
They have sunglasses in the...
Thank you. So the attire, they have sunglasses on inside, which is very cool, right? So you want to be careful about how you look, how you're presenting yourself. Go ahead.
You also had 5-hour energy on the table.
Yeah, so that might indicate they might have been up all night. They seemed a little overly energetic. They probably didn't need it. Anything else that seems bad about this? Go ahead, Audrey.
Phones, the constant use of phones and the distraction.
So they were actually using their phones, but they were also beeping frequently throughout the conversation. That's rude, right? So we want to be careful about not doing things like that. On top of it, it's making communication harder. It's harder to hear what they're saying when there's buzzing going off. They're interrupted. Okay, so maybe a business partner is not present. Like, why aren't they there? They're also interrupting each other, right? So they're not working together when they're pitching. Anything else that wasn't great? Go ahead.
It seemed like you were kind of making it up as you went along, somewhat.
Yeah. Didn't seem very organized. They certainly seemed like they were making it up as they went along. They were just kind of throwing information out there, dropping names. It wasn't very helpful, and we certainly couldn't understand them. Go ahead.
They were a lot louder than they needed to be.
Okay.
Very small environment.
So the tone, the voice, how loud they were, certainly all things we want to take into account. Go ahead.
First thing they did when they spoke was apologize for something unrelated to what they were talking about.
So you want to be careful about what you're saying first as you start talking. That's really setting up your credibility, and they weren't doing a great job with that. So a lot of things we saw these guys do wrong, which won't be anyone in here, right? So we're going to practice now, and I'm trying to be mindful of time. We're a little short on it, so what I'm going to ask us to do, just to make sure that we are respectful of your time, I'm going to have each of you just stand where you are and share your business idea. This is a quick pitch, so you have about 30 seconds to tell us what your business is about. And I want to see who wants to get started. I will tell you all the time, business is about getting comfortable, being uncomfortable. So who wants to volunteer to be our first person to share their idea? Love it. NASA's going first, and then what we're going to do, please share your name too, because we got to start to get to know each other. Share your name, share your idea, and we're going to go around this way so everyone gets a chance, okay? Now, you won't actually be filmed doing it, okay? So don't stress.
Alright, hi guys, my name is Thomas, and this is my partner Gustavo, and we're trying to run our company called Ambition Media Group. And basically the problem that we're trying to solve is that college students who are trying to get into marketing business or even as an artist, it is very hard to start, mainly because you either don't have reputation or it is hard to access the networking that you need. And in order to solve that problem, Gustavo's gonna explain.
So my main problem is, as an artist, I feel like I don't know much people who do art in MC, whether it be music or painting or whatever it is. So what we wanted to do is create a website where we have anyone who's at MC, whether it be accounting, whether it be music or whatever it be, we have them in a website, and what we do is basically have people connect each other. And our main business model would be to have people sort of work the market. So just make the website and have people jump in and you know, make their own sort of industry and have people work with each other.
Good round of applause. Thank you.
My name's Audrey Rapp, and my business idea is I have a current business I'm trying to start up called Rose Design LLC. It's basically an outlet for my artwork to be shown. I do many different types of artwork, and I didn't want to just put myself in one box as a graphic designer, so this is how I'm going to cover that.
Hello, my name is Mariel Petty, and I do not have a business idea or business whatsoever. That is going to be determined soon.
Hi, my name is Michael. Like Mariel, I don't really have a business idea right now, and I'm going to see if the workshops can help generate something for me.
Hi guys, I'm Radhika. So as we all know, the education materials such as textbooks are pretty expensive for us to buy. And although some of the courses are switching to Z-course, we still need to buy textbook for other courses. So I'm trying to find a way through which it will be affordable for all the students on the campus.
My name is Mateo. I actually also don't have an idea. I'm here for the experience, and hopefully I'll come up with something on the way.
So my name is Felix, and my business idea is to make an alarm clock that shocks you to wake up. Don't laugh, you guys are on the minds.
My name is Joe. I've been working as like an herbalist for a while, and I have a traceable teaching lineage in herbalism. The biggest problem I find in herbalism is that it's done in two parallel ways. One in which somebody has a bunch of herbs and you, sort of probably less educated, go there, pick out the things you want for yourself. And the other way is that you pay for a consultation with somebody, and then after the consultation you have to, by your own accord, go and find all the things that they told you to find. Whereas if I had all the herbs myself, only treated very specific conditions like chronic pain and Lyme's disease, I could have all the herbs I would ever need to cover those conditions, and they'd be in one place that I could then deliver quite easily to the person. It's all part of the consultation fee. So it's a convenience thing and delivery.
My name is Hannah, and my idea is kind of like a museum, but it's an interactive museum, similar to, I don't know if you guys have heard of the Ice Cream Museum or things like that, where it's not really like you look at the exhibit, but it's more like you interact with it, and you, the visitors, can kind of make the exhibits themselves.
My name is Andrew, and it's a small idea targeted towards gyms. And my idea is that there's like, if you've ever been to a Planet Fitness, there's like a bowl of candy there, and obviously candy's not good when you want to work out. So my idea is that we replace those candies and we replace them with little, basically like bite-sized proteins. Because personally, when I go into the gym, I'll just like eat tons of those little candies. So it's an alternative to that.
My name is Ryan.
name's Tommy Clay, and I'm trying to find, or I really love fitness, I really love working out, I really love basketball. So what I'm hoping to get through these workshops is to find a way to build a gym, but also find ways to set it apart from competitors to make it so people would like to go to my gym rather than other gyms.
My name is Daniel Rojas. I've been working in a company called Scalda, focuses on clean energies, mostly wind energy, solar energy, and drone solutions.
My name is Bhavik Danak, and I'm just going to go with my current business, which is a screen printing business for anyone's custom imprinting needs, whether it's t-shirts, hoodies, bags, etc. My name is Pablo Beltran. My business plan is to create a company that does construction and painting. I would like to explain it so house repairing.
My name is Marco. I don't have an idea yet, but I think it's soon to come. I'm thinking about maybe doing a clothing brand, instead of a streetwear brand potentially, but it could change.
Hi everyone, my name is Jessica Ajapong, and my business idea is Dermabond, which is a skincare app. So what it does is let you track your skincare routine. It builds a routine for you, and it lets you see how well your skin is doing.
My name is Mara. I don't have a very business plan, but it's going to be some kind of international consulting business.
Hi everyone, my name is Olga. I don't have any work idea for now, but I'm thinking to make something related to children because I think Maryland is a nice place. There are a lot of families here, and yeah, I think something in that field.
My name is Tan. This is my partner Asylum, and our idea was an app that let MC students sell and buy books from one another.
So what were some of the things you did well in presenting your ideas? I think you guys did a great job, don't you? We just did a round of applause. What were some of the things you did well? Go ahead.
I know that. What's your name? Joe. Joe talks very clearly, and he talks to the audience.
Okay, good. So clearer talking than we saw these guys doing and talking to the audience. A lot of you made great eye contact. What else did you do well?
We shared our idea.
Okay, good. So you shared your idea, and most of them were pretty clear. We got a good idea of what you were actually trying to do. You didn't have as many confused looks or anything, so that's another good sign. And you did it really in a quick way, which is useful because sometimes you don't have hours to explain it to someone. What else did you do well? Go ahead.
I think our first two guys did a good job in keeping their pitch really short. It was a nice elevator pitch, and it made sense, and their idea was pretty clear.
Yeah, and supporting each other and sharing it, which was nice. We had equal sharing. That was good. Anything else you did well? How about nonverbal? What was some of the good things you did while we were pitching? Go ahead.
A lot of gestures.
Okay. So some gestures might help to make more of an emphasis on a point. What else?
I feel like honesty was a good thing, even for the people who didn't have an idea, they just let it out without just trying to make it a whole big deal.
Okay, good. So just being direct about the idea, not exaggerating it, and if you didn't have one, not making one up on the spot. That would have been scary, like my winter ice cream shop. What else do we got? How about body language? That's what I mean by nonverbal. What were some of the good body language? Go ahead.
Maybe looking around the room rather than just staring at a table or something.
Good. So instead of looking at the floor or the ceiling or the table, most of you were looking at each other, which is a great way to build rapport with your audience and engage them. Wonderful. What else? Was anyone standing like this? No, no one slumped over like they don't want to be here. Okay, so good posture, standing, confident. Most of you were pretty confident for being in a room in front of this many people, and it's a competition. Yeah, right? So we had that confidence from a lot of you, standing tall, and most of you were clear and spoke loud, which is great. So you guys did a good job. Let's talk a little bit about some steps to help make sure that you're doing your pitch really well and sharing some key components too. That's what you'll see that worksheet will be really helpful for each of you on. So what I'm going to ask you to do is fill out that workshop after you leave, that worksheet after you leave this week. You don't have to do it right now. Don't frantically try to do homework. It's almost 5 o'clock. People are hungry and tired. But hold on to it, and I'm going to ask you to fill it out. and try to pitch your idea to a few different people and see how they're responding to it. So here's a few simple steps to explain it to customers, investors, even your grandma if you want to. Keep it short. You guys were really good at that today. Your explanation should not be more than a few sentences. You'll often lose their interest if you spend too long trying to explain what it is. It's gotten complicated. You also want to identify the problem you're solving, so you need to create some urgency. Okay, what's so important? A great idea was Olga, right? She wants to help the children in Maryland. It could be really nice to share some statistics about how many children are here in Maryland, which is easy to get off something like CENSUS, census.gov. It could be something where she talks about some horrible things that are happening to kids, and everyone loves kids, so that really pulls at our heartstrings, and it'll create that sense of urgency around, hey, this is a problem. Here's how my business is a solution. So try to think of that. The judges like that. They like the story. So do all of us. We like hearing the story. So it's good to talk a little bit about the problem you solve before jumping into the solution. Here's why my idea is helpful. Who was the one about the candy? Yeah, I'm sitting there going, candy, like especially when people are eating cake in front of you while you're trying to exercise. So having some protein bars that you can quickly eat, like little bites of, that's great. And most gyms have either a full one or they either have candy, so that's great. You're talking about a problem. You could show it on the screen too in a nice way. So simply explain the solution, explain what it means for the customers. Okay, so if there's any way that you can direct it to the customer. A good example I'll tell you guys, I used to manage AT&T. It was around the time when when the iPhone came out. That's how long ago it was. The first iPhone, I know the new one's out. So the iPhone came out. For one of you, if I was trying to excite you about the iPhone, what might be some things I'd talk about on it? Cameras, because I know that you guys like to take selfies and pictures, right? What else might I talk about?
It has a touch screen.
Touch screen. What else does it do? How fast it is, because we can't wait. One more time? The Face ID. Okay, but remember, this was when it first came out. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Water resistant.
Water resistant, because a lot of us like to drop it in water. Even just simple stuff like, hey, you can go on the internet. Hey, back then that was like amazing to be able to go on the internet on a phone or to send an email or all those cool apps that we use now. So trying to get you excited about the music, the pictures. When you're talking about your solution, keep your audience in mind. I would not have done that to an older person coming into the store. They would not have been excited. It probably wouldn't have even been the phone that I showed them. The first phone I would have shown them was the Nokia because it had the largest text on the screen. Because they need to be able to read it, right? And they're not worried about getting on the app. They're worried about making a phone call in an emergency. So just keep your audience in mind as you're proposing your idea. You're going to have different aspects of it that'll be more relevant to different groups. Personalize it. If at all possible, tell your story. The judges really like that too. Caroline, when she did her bakery thing, she talked a lot about how she would practice making these macaroons with her family, and it just kind of pulls at your heartstrings. It personalizes the experience. So talk about, why this business is exciting for you. What's your story that makes it relevant for you? And remember, the more interactive you can make it, even better. Asking questions, getting people involved. How many of you go to the gym? And then you start talking about the gym. See, look, now I have people excited about the gym. So you want to be a little more interactive. It can help. Asking them some questions to try to help identify the problem as well as the solution. Don't worry, you don't have to sell every single bell and whistle, every single feature that your business has, all the great stuff about it. They'll start asking you questions if you get them excited. So try to choose some key highlights that are most exciting to them. Go ahead.
For the one who made bakery business, did she have a problem that she solved, or was it just more personal?
Oh, so that's a great question. Is it more personal? Is there a problem? There's always it's really important that you always identify some type of problem or opportunity is another good way to think of it. So for her, the opportunity is, who likes sweets in here? Yeah, so she would talk to the data around the sweets industry. Just like the cupcake industry got large, she can talk about why there's such a great demand for macarons and how they're the next big cupcake. So it's not that there has to be a problem. You want to find the opportunity, and it can help to do that research to talk about, what's the industry like. If you can say something like the macaron industry in the United States is a $5 billion industry, well, that's a big opportunity, right? And there are no stores in the 50-mile radius of us right now. Oh my gosh, we need to get a macaron store in here. That's not true. Don't listen to that. But anyway, so that's what we mean by identifying a problem or an opportunity. Okay, that's great, but then personalize it. Like, why is this business something you want to spend your time on? Usually you have some type of connection that's important to you when you're introducing these ideas. Is this helpful to get you started?
Yeah.
You can start sharing with each other if you want, share with friends, but start sharing your idea. Get it out there so we can get some more feedback. I know we need to be mindful of your time. Luckily, this clock's a few minutes fast, so don't worry. I'm going to let our leads come back up so we can go over just a couple logistical things in terms of making sure you sign up for the GroupMe and making sure that no one leaves who hasn't signed online the intent to participate form, because that's how they're going to communicate with you.
Alright, hey guys, we're back. Pretty helpful, you know, feel a little bit more comfortable. You see some familiar faces, hopefully, from the information sessions, you know. I know I've seen a lot of you guys from the last one that we had. How many of us have done the online participation form? Just show of hands, raise them high. Okay, let's put them back down. How many of us have not done the intent to participate form online yet? 1, 2, 3. Okay. And how many of us are on the GroupMe right now? Okay, so did you want to tackle the GroupMe?
It's on the emails.
Okay, so can we have them on their phones now, or?
I think you need the link.
Okay, so for the people who have not done the online intent to participate form, can I have you come up now so that we can just get that done? It needs to be done by today, the 25th. So that's really important. Let's take care of that now. For everyone else, in regards to the GroupMe, that's just for us, okay? That's for, hey, I have a quick question. I was really confused about this, that, and the third. And you can email us as well, but that's really kind of for you to feel more comfortable, personalized, easy question answer kind of thing, okay? So there's going to be, do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
So the GroupMe, you're going to get a follow-up email today about this workshop. And at the end of the workshop, there's going to be a link of the GroupMe, so you can click on it and then you can add yourself. Yep. Did you want to add anything?
No, just another housekeeping thing. Before every workshop, we're going to send you guys a reminder with like a worksheet that you guys can do. It's just to help you guys with it regarding to the workshop that'll be happening the next day. And after the workshop, we're going to send you a follow-up email that's going to talk about the next workshop and also a worksheet for that next workshop so that you guys can get more of it. Okay?
Yep. And before you all leave, I just want to make sure that you all signed up and put your shirt number, shirt size. Yep.
Everybody has
So everyone signed this? Yeah? Okay. Awesome.
Remember your attendance in the workshops each week. This is a competition, so it's mandatory that you come every week, and that's part of why they'll be taking that attendance down. So make sure you sign in. If you show up a little late or anything, that you take the time to sign in, okay?
And I can't say this enough. That GroupMe, the email is going to have the link for it. Please, please, please sign up for it because it's here for you guys. It's for you guys to have that quick Q&A whenever you need it, okay? Yes.
So if we did the online intent form, you'll send it to that email?
Yes. Okay. Did you have a question?
We have one question over here about the qualifier. So the question was like, what are we doing to qualify? So just so you know, you're going to attend a series of workshops. On November 6th, we do like a rehearsal day almost for the competition. It'll serve as both a rehearsal but also as a qualifier day, which means not all of you are going to be on stage on the final competition day. We will choose the top candidates, which is usually 6 to 8 students, or teams, 6 to 8 teams that'll actually compete based on how you perform on that rehearsal day. We used to have students submit like business plans to participate, and we found that this was a better way to be more inclusive. So everyone gets to be here. If you're not prepared to pitch that day, or if things aren't great, you'll get knocked out of the competition at that stage. You'd still come to the competition if you want to and stuff, but you wouldn't be eligible for the prize money and actually performing on the competition day.
But I pointed out at one of the workshops that we're looking at doing the micro grants again this year. That if students participate in the qualifier, you would be eligible to apply for a micro grant. It could be a small amount that might help you get some part of your business off the ground. So even though you might not be selected for the final round, there are some benefits to that as well.
Sound good? Any final questions for us? We're up here for you again,
Yep, and also always be monitoring your emails because we're going to send you guys follow-up and reminder emails for the workshops. Okay, and yeah, feel free to message us on GroupMe because we always have our phone on.
If you have a question, that's not, yes.
Yeah. Usually, what time we have the meetings?
4.
The meetings, I mean, every week.
Every Wednesday, yes.
Every Wednesday, 4 to 5.
Yep, so we'll have 5 more workshops, yes.
Is there a way we can be sure we filled out the intent to participate form? I want to be sure that I actually
Sure. If you stay behind, and then we'll
we'll double check.
We'll double check. Okay. And if anyone else wants to double check if they filled out the intent to participate form, just say like 2 minutes after,
and we'll check it out for you.
Yeah,
Okay?
and we'll check it out.
If for some reason you don't want to put it on the chat, it's more of a personal, question, maybe specifically for your business that you don't want to put in the chat. Email us. Again, we're here for you guys. Okay?
mcraptortank@gmail.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys.
Cool.
I just thought they might have it too.
I just wanted to understand it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
You